Why one should develop the habit of speaking less. Listen carefully because this story might change your life. There was a young man who was very hot-tempered and would say anything to anyone in anger. His excessive anger and unnecessary talking caused a lot of pain to his family. He had no understanding of what to say and what not to say in anger. His father thought he should find a way to correct him. In a town, there was a father named Dhaniram who had a son who talked a lot and was always troubled. The father learned that a Buddhist monk had come to the nearby forest who could solve problems. He took his son to the monk and said, "Monk, please teach him. He talks a lot. Despite my warnings, his mouth keeps running all day. I tell him to speak less and learn to stay quiet. But he doesn't listen, and this leads to many fights." The monk smiled and said, "I will explain this to you with a story. You both need to listen carefully." The monk continued, "My guru had a disciple who was very talkative. He would always talk about various things and never stay quiet. When he went for alms, he would come back with a new story from each house and tell it to the other disciples. He would speak ill of one disciple to another, gossip, and try to appear good in front of others. He always praised himself and tried to prove himself as the most intelligent and superior in front of the guru. He considered himself better than all the other disciples. He claimed that he came from a wealthy family and could have lived a comfortable life filled with luxuries, but he left it all to seek the truth, understand himself, and know life. One day, the guru called all the disciples and said, "You all must take a vow for the next month. This will strengthen your willpower and infuse you with inner strength. You can choose any vow according to your convenience, and if you break your vow before the month ends, you can return to your old routine." All the disciples took vows according to their abilities and informed the guru about their vows before leaving. But that disciple, who wanted to stand out, went straight to the guru's hut and said, "I don't want to take a small vow. I want to take a great vow. Please tell me what vow I should take." Hearing this, the guru smiled and said, "Can you fulfill the vow I give you? Perhaps not. It will not be possible for you." The disciple said, "Guruji, whatever vow you give me, I will surely fulfill it." The guru said, "All right. Then you must remain silent for the next month, not uttering a single word. This is your vow." The disciple said, "Guruji, is this even a vow? This is very easy." The next day, the disciple started keeping silent. On the first day, he did not face any difficulty, but as the days passed, he realized how difficult it was to remain silent. He craved to talk to others, but he didn't give up. Gradually, he realized that when he didn't speak, he could listen more, and this gave him an opportunity to know and understand himself. After a month, the disciple went to the guru and said, "Guruji, you have given me the most important lesson. Now I understand that there is wisdom in silence and much can be learned by staying quiet." A vow of silence. "Give me a great vow that is worthy of my dedication," said the disciple to his guru, "something that will truly challenge me." The guru replied, "First, complete this vow. Be silent for 1 month." The disciple obeyed and left the hut without uttering another word. At first, silence seemed easy. He successfully spent a day in silence. But on the second day, difficulties began. By the third day, he felt a heaviness, and by the fourth day, his restlessness increased. He watched the other disciples talking and longed to speak, but remained silent due to his vow. As days passed, the young man became ill. His head felt like it would burst, and he lost interest in eating and drinking. He went to the monk and wrote, "I need to speak. I'm suffocating. Should I break my vow?" The monk smiled and said, "Vows are meant to be broken, but those who fulfill them enhance their inner strength. If you can't keep this small vow, how will you face greater challenges in life? The decision is yours." The young man returned to his hut without saying anything and locked himself inside. He decided to honor his vow and only came out for essential tasks, spending the rest of his time inside. 15 days passed, and most of the disciples had broken their vows, but the young man's vow was still unbroken. The entire ashram was amazed that such a talkative person had become silent. After 15 days, the young man went to his guru and wrote, "Guruji, I am silent on the outside, but inside there are many voices. I keep talking to myself. My mind keeps questioning. I doubt if my vow is still intact." The guru said, "You must distance yourself from these internal voices." The young man bowed to the guru and left his hut, heading into the forest, and started listening to my inner voices. I realized how wrong I was when I criticized others. Gradually, I understood my mistakes and found peace within myself. The guru said, "True peace is found when we learn to listen to and understand our inner voices. Silence should be both external and internal." The young man said, "Guruji, I thought that going into solitude would quiet my mind, but the more I went into solitude, the louder my inner voices became. I began to hear the old voices within me. I realized how wrong I was when I criticized my family members, friends, and fellow disciples. I thought I was right when I gossiped about my fellow disciples and mocked them. I believed I was better than them, and that I was doing the right thing. But that day, I realized how wrong I was. For a long time, these voices and complaints kept going on inside me, but gradually I started to understand them. I realized that these voices were of my ego and ignorance. I began to accept them and saw how they were affecting my life." The guru smiled and said, "True peace comes when we understand and accept our inner voices. Silence should be not only external but also internal. When we find peace within ourselves, only then can we be truly quiet." The true meaning of silence. The young man said to his guru, "Guruji, now all the voices within me have gone. I am silent from within as well. When I was in the dense forest, there was no one to talk to on the outside, and no voices on the inside either. For the first time, I understood the true meaning of silence. There was such peace around me. Now, I could clearly hear the sound of the wind, the chirping of birds, the flow of water, and the humming of bees. I had never felt such peace before. For the first time, I truly experienced tranquility. When I first shouted, 'Oh God, what kind of peace is this? Why is everything so quiet?' Even then, the peace was not disturbed. Everything remained as calm as it was before. I spoke to my fellow disciples. I spoke to you. I walked, observed everything, but inside, I was completely alone. I am silent, amidst a crowd, and alone from within. Now, everything is clear and audible." The guru said, "As long as we keep talking about the outside world, there will be unrest within. The day we turn inward, whatever comes out of our mouth will be peaceful. Most of the evils in the world arise from our speech. We do not want to remain silent. We talk excessively. We do not want to listen to the other person, but want them to stop talking. We want to tell them who we are, showcase all our abilities. This becomes the purpose of our life. The reason behind all the wars in the world is our speech. Therefore, we should speak only as much as necessary, because unnecessary talking wastes energy and prevents us from turning inward. If we want to turn towards our inner world, we should keep our mouth shut. All enlightened beings seek solitude so that they do not have to talk or listen much. They remain alone and quiet to easily undertake the inner journey. However, one can live in this world and still remain in solitude and peace. They save their energy, which they do not waste on useless conversations." The young man's transformation. The young man thanked the guru and, through his vow, found inner peace. He was completely transformed. He embraced true silence and tranquility in his life and learned a great deal from his experiences. You've rightly mentioned that excessive talking can lead to a disturbed mind, causing a person to lose focus and control. In this context, the importance of silence becomes evident. Silence not only provides mental peace, but also helps in concentrating better. People who speak less tend to express their thoughts more thoughtfully and wisely, making their words more impactful. They are considered more intelligent, and their opinions are taken seriously and respectfully. On the other hand, those who talk too much often fail to communicate effectively and tend to be seen negatively due to unnecessary chatter. The importance of silence is also highlighted in the Indian Upanishads. Silence leads to patience. Patience leads to concentration, and concentration leads to awareness, which are crucial for success and peace in life. Spending some time in silence daily can be beneficial for both our mental and physical health. Staying away from noise pollution helps in controlling blood pressure and provides mental tranquility. Therefore, practicing silence and avoiding unnecessary conversations can be highly beneficial for us. So, from today, let's all try to speak less, think before we speak, and spend some time in silence every day. This will not only enhance our mental peace, but also help us understand the truths of life more deeply and achieve our desired success. With this, we conclude this video. Friends, I hope you learned something valuable from this story. How did you find this story? Let us know in the comments section. Also, make sure to share this story with your friends so they can learn something from it too. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Durga Motivational Story Hub. We will meet again with new information and a new story in the next video. Until then, heartfelt thanks to all of you.